this is a 200-page document which I have already submitted to the court. Okay, and day after tomorrow, that is on 27th, in CCH 32, the hearing is there. If you would like to probably see what is happening there, you can also come and participate there. My name is Afsar. I am an engineer in electronics. Basically, I run a small software development company. I am one of the trustees of Juma Masjid Trust Board. Let me introduce who we have here with us. We have Dr. Javed, who is the medical director of HSIS Medical Center, Bangalore. We have with us Mr. Mazhar Nawaz, who is running Aryan Institutes. He is an educationist and also a social scientist. We have Rizwan Asad also. I think you're all familiar with him. He's from Nashiman News. The reason for having this press conference today is it is multitask. It's basically to elaborate on what Juma Masjid Trust Board basically is, the activities that we have, the development that has happened in the last couple of years, and also the hindrances probably which are being faced in the development process. Okay. First of all, I would like to start with telling you that Juma Masjid Trust Board is one of the largest trusts in Bangalore, which has been existing from the last 150 years. It has assets worth about 40 acres in Bangalore, in the prime locality. It has got about 160 tenantable properties in Bangalore, in the center of Bangalore. It has got about 60 employees coming under Juma Masjid Trust Board. And normally the management of the Trust Board is taken care by 5 trustees and also headed by 1 chairman. These trustees get appointed from the district court. They are governed by a scheme which was formulated and settled by the Supreme Court almost 6 decades back, and the district court appoints the trustees for a term of 5 years. So my journey in Juma Masjid Trust Board started in September 2019 when I got appointed by the district court as one of the trustees. Along with me, there were 4 other trustees who got appointed. One was Mr. Nayaz Ahmed Dafedar, who was a retired judge. We had Dr. S.S.A. Khader, who was a part of the Khaika Foundation. Then we had Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed, who was a senior advocate. Past 40 years he's been in the court. And then it was me, S.S. Afsar Khadri, and the last member was Usman Sharif. Okay. Now, any organization at the size of what Juma Masjid Trust Board is, there are basically 4 aspects of any organization, any sanstha which works. One is the management, the day-to-day management, the infrastructure provision of the assets of the Juma Masjid Trust Board. This is in general for any organization and more relative to this particular trust that we have. One is the management. Second thing is the protection, that we ensure that the assets of the trust are protected and they do not have any encroachment, there are no illegalities in it. That is one aspect. The third aspect actually is the development, because any organization needs to grow. So the development of the trust assets also is an aspect, the third dimension. And the fourth dimension is any organization, a trust which is formed, it is meant for the welfare of the people. There have to be beneficiaries of any trust. So the fourth dimension is actually the welfare of the people. So when we started on the first day of the meeting, when we met for the board meeting for the first day, how the story gets unfolded, I would like to just take you through a small walkthrough on the first day, first meeting. Now, the court says within 10 days of the appointment of the trustees, you have to elect 1 chairman amongst yourself and intimate to the court. So we sat down for the selection of the chairman. I would also like to tell you, the aspiration of either for chairmanship or for the secretaryship or anything, I have been a part of nearly about 20 organizations in my last 25 years. And I have never asked for any post in any of the organizations, though I have held quite potential and big posts either in social organizations or business organizations like Business Network International (BNI), where I have been the vice president for last 3 consecutive terms as such. So the question of, because I believe in functionality, I don't believe in terminology, I don't believe in what term is given to your post. I believe in what is the responsibility that comes behind this particular post. So when we sat down for the selection of the chairman, we had 2 people who were aspirants for the chairmanship for the first year. It was decided that this term there will be only 4 chairmen: SSA Khader, Niyaz Ahmed Dafedar, Mushtaq Ahmed and me. But the question was, who's going to go in the sequence, first, second, third, fourth. I said probably I can go in the last. I am not much bothered about coming first or second as such. So Mushtaq Ahmed Saab and SSA Khader actually were aspirants wanting to go for the first term as such. We sat down for discussions went into arguments, and the arguments settled down with no decision as such. Okay, and we had to disperse on the first meeting. That evening, Niyaz Ahmed Dafedar, who was the judge, who was one of the trustees, he sent a resignation, okay, to the office and a copy to the court next day, and he then called me up and told me, Afsar Saab, you were the only person. I actually nominated Dafedar Saab. I told, because he is a judge who has been there for 40 years, let us actually put him in the leadership for the first time. Let us, let the trust flourish under his leadership. We can utilize his wisdom. And he said, you are the only person who had the discipline and dignity to nominate my name, where every other person was with his vested interest, and I am used to putting down the hammer. I am not used to actually taking instructions from anybody. I don't want to be in this type of scenario. I am putting down my resignation. I tried to influence him not to do that. I said, probably let us hold on for some time, let things settle down, we will take it forward. But he was not willing to take back his resignation. He put down the resignation. Next day we received the copy in the office, and evening again one emergency meeting was called by Khader Saab and Usman, and we were called for the board meeting, where they already had one person called Faizan Tahir ready for co-option. We met for the meeting and said, since Dafedar Saab has already put on the resignation, let us co-opt Faizan Tahir as a co-opted member. I said, it is not so much in a hurry, because what the court says is 5 members have been selected. In the meeting, even if 3 people have come, which calls for a quorum, that is a quorum, even if 3 people are available, you can pass the board resolutions, you can take decisions as such. Now we have 4 members who are still available with us. There is no dire urgency and necessity, because first of all, the resignation has been sent by him one day earlier. The resignation first of all has to be accepted by the court, and what the court again says is, you cannot do any co-option of the member. You have been appointed as a trustee by the court. The trustees do not have the authority to appoint any other person as a trustee. That is for the court to decide and do. So, but these people were insisting, and then ultimately we sat down next day. I was objecting to the appointment of the outsider Faizan Tahir as a trustee. Finally, there was a deal between Mr. Mushtaq and SSA Khader. What Mushtaq Saab wanted was the chairmanship in the first place. What Khader Saab and Usman wanted was the co-option of Faizan Tahir. So Khader Saab proposed a business deal to Mushtaq Saab. If I allow you to become the chairman for the first term on the condition that you allow the co-option of member Faizan Tahir, will you agree? Mushtaq Saab said, yes, I agree. The problem started from this position, where an outsider has been included in the trust committee, which was illegal. That was the first point of the illegality, which I objected to it. But since we had 4 votes against 1, there was nothing much I could do, because we are a democratic country where majority vote counts. The other person, whatever he might be saying, it is immaterial. So we actually accepted him. But then I put a condition. I said, okay, now that you are actually doing it, but let us not get into illegalities. There will be some conditions for him. He will not be a full-fledged trustee. He will not have voting power. He will not have, option to get into the confidential documents of the trust as such. He will be just a participant till the time the court accepts him and gives an appointment letter as a trustee, which they said okay, and we signed and we submitted the copy to the court. The court till date has not accepted him as a trustee. The court till date has not accepted the resignation of Niyaz Ahmed Dafedar as a resigned trustee. So the court today recognizes Niaz Ahmed Dafedar as a trustee, because all the notices which are sent to all the members have been received by him. So as of now, first and foremost thing that I am talking to you about today is Faizan Taher is not a trustee, which he claims to be, and Usman Sharif actually is promoting him and including him in every confidential information which is being leaked from the Juma Masjid Trust Board to the outside world. Okay. Now, after this, what happened? After about 2 months, we started working. The first thing that I actually mentioned was we need to have a plan of how we are going to work. In the first meeting, when these people were actually asking to each other, what is it that you want to do as a chairman? Do you have a plan? Do you have a vision? They were questioning each other. At that point of time, I had some plan. I had made a vision of 5 years on my laptop. I had opened and showed it to them. Since I am not a conductor for the chairmanship, even then I would like to, since you are so much eager in asking each other about what plans and visions you have, let me show you the vision that I have. I actually had a 5-year plan on my laptop. I opened and showed. The first year, because what I saw was nearly 35% of the trust assets were unutilized. They were under lock and key from the last 20 years. That is a loss of revenue for the trust. I said end of first year we should aim at 100% occupancy so that the revenue starts coming. What I actually again saw was there were nearly 35-40 cases either from the trust to the others or from the others to the trust board. I said end of second year we should aim at 0% litigation. First year 100% occupancy, end of second year 0% litigation. The last 3 years we have, let us go full-fledged, accelerate and do the development of the activities, welfare and all those things. This was the type of plan. For those welfare also, I had all the nuts and bolts put together. Probably at a later stage I could share those things with you. Okay, so based on that plan, I started actually doing the renovation of the side shops which are vacant. We started doing, got the tenders, we got the tenders done, we started the renovation of the shops. Now during this course of time, one fine day after 2 months, we received one invitation from our trustee Usman Sharif from his other organization called Sunni Jamiatul Ulama, inviting us for participation in the Milad committee, Milad function, Eid Miladun Nabi, as a guest of honor. Okay. One more thing I would like to disclose to you all is all the documents, all the information that I am giving to you is 100% verifiable from the records of Juma Masjid Trust Board. Juma Masjid Trust Board, bank statements, board meetings, resolutions, bank statements and notifications from there. I am not giving you any information which is outside the Juma Masjid Trust Board. So received a invitation from Usman Sharif that you are being invited to the Eid Milad celebration at our Eidgah ground as such. I said okay, yes, because we also celebrate Eid Milad as such. We went and participated. We were put up on the stage. Okay, we participated in the Milad celebration. We were highly honored to be there, and we went back home. The next week we find out that there is a bill which has come to the Juma Masjid Trust Board of about 4 lakh rupees. As what is this bill for 4 lakh rupees? Usman Sharif says, the last function that you attended, Eid Milad, that was done by Juma Masjid Trust Board, so this is a bill for that. I said, yeah, if we were conducting it, how is it that we are not aware of the celebration that we are doing it? Why were we invited as a guest of honor? If we are conducting it, we should be the host. We will decide what date we will do. We will decide who are the speakers who are going to come. We will do the budgeting of the event, and then we are going to be the host. Why were we invited as guests to participate for 1 hour, set back, and then you are submitting a bill of 4 lakh rupees? No, that is how it is being done from earlier. We will continue. I said, this is not done. We will not accept it. This is misappropriation. This is an illegal way of taking out money from the trust. The trust is not meant for that. Okay, if somebody wants to do any function, let them do it on their own within their capabilities. If Juma Masjid wants to do it, not 4 lakhs, we will spend 10 lakh rupees. If we have a budget, we will do it on our own. Why should we actually pay up the bill for some committee which has been done later? Now, when I started digging in, what really shocked me was what I actually unearthed in the documents. When I spoke to our managers as such, "Okay, why is this actually, has this been happening earlier?" He said, yes, earlier also it has happened like this. There is some committee which is there, and they do this function, and there is certain amount of 4.5 lakh rupees which gets paid to that. Who is this committee? Why is it done? What was the agenda? I found out that during the term of Usman Sharif's father, Dr. Anwar Sharif, who was the chairman earlier of Juma Masjid Trust Board, there was a committee which was formed, which is a part of Sunni Jamiatul Ulama, of whom the secretary is again Anwar Sharif. Anwar Sharif is the secretary of Jamiatul Ulama. He is also the chairman of Juma Masjid Trust Board. A committee is formed where they conduct Milad programs, and the money is paid from the Juma Masjid Trust Board. I actually started digging in. I found out again that Sunni Jamiatul Ulama also has got a premise within the Juma Masjid complex where they are tenants paying a rent of 200 rupees for a premise where the other people are paying 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. It's a complex where you have many shops and offices. Now this has been allotted at the time of Dr. Anwar Sharif, who was the secretary. After Dr. Anwar Sharif's demise, Usman Sharif has become the secretary of the Jamiatul Ulama, and he is continuing. Now, in addition, what I also found out was Dr. Anwar Sharif, when he was the chairman of Juma Masjid Trust Board, he was also the vice chairman of the Khaika Foundation, which is run by Dr. S.S.A. Khadar, who is the current trustee. One of the trustees appointed is S.S.A. Khadar, who is the chairman of Khaika Foundation. Dr. Anwar Sharif is the vice chairman of foundation. In the term of Anwar Sharif, 7.5 lakh rupees is transferred from Juma Masjid Trust Board to Khaika Foundation on pretext of welfare activities, charity. Then when Anwar Sharif became the secretary or president of Madrasa Niswan, again 4 to 6 lakh rupees are transferred from Juma Masjid Trust Board to Madrasa Niswan. When I actually looked at all these scenarios, I found out what is the modus operandi. What is happening here? One person gets into one organization which is rich with funds. He also becomes the office bearer of 10 different organizations where he starts sending money from this organization and receives in the other organization. You write a check here, go there and receive the check there. I said, what is this happening? How come the people earlier have not observed this? Have they been deaf and blind to these things? Or what is some sort of an arrangement which they already had? Now this is what I started actually questioning. Now, after this, the tenancy of Jamiatul Ulama in Juma Masjid Trust Board, where Usman Sharif now is a tenant, and also I found out that he is also a defaulter for 15 months. The rent, which was a meager sum, actually that also has not been paid for 15 months. That also I had actually questioned. So you may ask, why are we actually talking about Dr. Anwar Sharif, who's no more? We are talking of even Dr. S.S.A. Khadar, who is no more. Okay. The idea is for us to understand what is the culture, the tradition and the foundation that has been laid, and what is the culture that has been carried forward by Usman Sharif, and what Dr. S.S.A. Khadar basically came into the trust with the single motive of utilizing these funds to their different organizations. So that is a clear result that I actually got from the findings that I had. Okay. Now, after this, in about February, we started getting into the lockdown time. We started the COVID area, where we had a challenge, because Juma Masjid Trust Board has got the two largest burial grounds. It is Khudu Sahib Qabristan, that is on Nandi Durga Road. So we had the number of the deceased which kept on increasing. Normally we have an average of about 7 to 8 per day. When I saw the records of the last 1 year, it was about 7 to 8 per day. It kept on increasing 10, 12, 15, 20. In the first wave, it went up to 44 per day peak, and then it started falling down as such. Now during that time, As a trustee, as a committee which has taken the responsibility of being in the trust, the responsibility of the committee members was to come there and face the challenge. There was not one person from the committee who ever visited the burial ground at any point of time. I had to actually be there, since the diggers, we had about 6-7 diggers who were used to digging about 7 to 8 graves a day. When we had 30, 40, 50 to be dug, it was not possible with these people to actually do it. So we had to actually allow the JCBs to come in. Actually, there was a jungle in the backside of the burial ground towards the church street, if you know the location. Actually, earlier there were slums which were vacated, and it was a jungle lying there for many decades. We actually got the JCBs in, we removed all the garbage, we cut down those trees which were there, the jungly bushes and all which were there. We leveled it, and then every week we used to get the JCB, get the leveling first done, and then we used to get the JCB, get the digging done by the JCBs, and then the burials of the deceased were happening. Now during the burials, there were many people across in the neighborhood also who were objecting to it. Why is it that you are doing COVID burials, sir? This is a residential area. We had groups of people in 25, 50s and hundreds coming there. I was the only person who was standing there and facing them. I went to the police station, I spoke to the inspector, gave complaints. He put the Hoysala there, and then we actually put the Hoysala with the security people. We started doing the burials as such. It went on for a couple of days. After that, people got a message that this is not working out. They kept quiet, and we also continued doing what we were doing. Okay. During this period, because it was a jungle, we did not have any roads going on till that end as such. During the rain, when we had rains and all, we used to have nearly muddy road for almost half a kilometer with almost 1 feet of muddy pathway as such. When I was standing there, the thought came to me, a person who's dying, he has at least the right to have a dignified last ride, because the deceased were being carried in a trolley, because we did not have any proper roads where the vehicle could go there inside. They were pushed in a trolley, जैसे mouse की गाड़ी होता है, in a trolley till that area, and then they used to keep jumbling up and down till we reached there, and then the last. I said, a person should have at least a dignified last ride. What can be done? Then that was the time when I approached our local MLA, Mr. Rizwan Arshad, and since I had met him earlier also, I knew that he is a disciplined person. I met him and appraised him of the situation. I said, Rizwan sir, this is the situation here. We have a problem in these burials and all. The road needs to be done. Since we probably have to do it, it is going to be a lengthy process. If you can do it from the MLA funds, it would be good as such. And to tell you honestly, I have been with many politicians. I have seen many politicians. This was the first time in my life that I have seen a politician working that fast. Within 6 days, in my second visit and my second request, the work already had started. He accepted. He said, yes, we are going to start the work. We got the contractors, we got the inspection done, we made the plans, layouts, everything started working. When we started working, again this guy, our another trustee, Usman Sharif, he had an objection to that. Why are we allowing a politician to actually do his activities in our trust premises? I explained to him, gentlemen, this is not a political campaign which he is doing. This is the required development which we have requested him to do, which is essentially required for our trust, for the burials of the deceased as such. After that, he even went to the extent of going to the BG, burial ground, talking to the contractor and trying to stop him. He was asking him, do you have any work order for that? What are the type of funds which are being used? What is the plan that you have? All these things. I know he was trying to stop. Now what I am trying to tell you is, the trustee who has been appointed by the court to do the development of the assets of the board, when the development is happening, you are coming midway and stopping the development. So what is it that you are here for? The question is, what is it that you are ultimately here for? Now, apart from this, the first, on January, when we were closing to the Republic Day as such, I actually Normally, I go to either Sabil or Rashad, or we actually have our own personal flag hosting ceremony at Jai Mahal Park as well. I was wondering, this is a 150-year-old organization. We have such a large Eidgah here. Why is it that we are not having a flag hosting here? Are we not, having the liberty to do it here? I inquired with our office people. They said, no, we don't have that option at all here. We have not done it. I said, why we should not do it? We are Indians. This is our country. Why don't we have our flag hosting to be done here? To tell you honestly, nobody liked the idea. Nobody approved of that idea. But I said, yes, let us do it. We have to do it. They said, why do you want to do it? When we do it, I will tell you what is the type of message that I want to actually send from that place as well. Then I went ahead. There was an approval, but nobody came forward. I was there for about 6-7 days, and we had another friend of mine who was supporting in that. We stood there morning till evening, got the whole thing erected. We located a place. Then finally on the Republic Day, we got the whole flag and all ready. And then finally on the day of the Republic Day, these people come in well dressed and again say, okay, we are participants to it. First you object to it. When things are ready, you come again and say, yes, we want to take the lead in participating as well. Now, what was the message that I actually wanted to give? The message I wanted to actually give to our youth was that this is a country for which our forefathers have given their lives. When we actually are hosting the flag, we need to remember that our forefathers have given their lives. They have shed their blood to get the freedom from the slavery that we had for 200 years. We need to remember that. The next message is, we also need to remember that when these people have actually given their blood, today we need to give our sweat. They have participated in the freedom of the country. What is our participation in the growth of the country? We need to understand our responsibility, that today we don't need to shed blood. We need to only give our sweat, and we need to participate in the growth of the country. These two messages is what I wanted to give from this particular ceremony. Okay, that thing again happened.
What is your demand?
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Okay. No. So for almost 1 year it went on with all types of objections that we had for every development activity that we actually gave. The finally end of 2020, when the time came for the changeover of the chairmanship, okay, we sat down end of December and as per the ritual, we elected SSA Khadar as the chairman. When we elected SSA Khadar as the chairman, that is where the whole problem started. On 1st of January, we elected him. He took the chair on the 1st. On the 4th, there is an appointment letter sent to his auditor, his CA, Venkatesh Babu auditors, as appointment to the auditor to Juma Masjid Trust Board. Whereas the court scheme very clearly says you need to appoint an independent auditor. He had proposed this idea of appointing his personal friend and auditor as the auditor, for which we had objected. We had put it on hold. The moment the chairmanship came to him, on 1st he takes the chair, on 4th he actually writes a letter of appointment and then a cancellation of our current auditor who was already there for the last 12 years, and he is appointed as the auditor. He also influences our accountant to submit his resignation so that he can actually bring his accountant also into it. The idea is to take the financial control of this organization. Now you have got two people who have the trustees, you have another third person who is an illegal co-opted member, and you have made a quorum, and now you want to gain the financial controls of the organization.
How many trustees are there?
5. Okay. Of this thing. After 4th, what happens again on 19th? He again sends a letter to all the banks stating that Faizan Tahir is an authorized signatory for the bank accounts. Authorized signatory for signing all the bank checks. First of all, our objection is that he is not a member, he is not a trustee. The court very clearly says the appointment of the member of the trustee is subject to the orders of the court. Now they have taken him inside. Now you have authorized him also to be a signatory of the checks. Juma Masjid Trust Board has got huge amounts lying in the banks. So if you are actually allowing an insider to get inside, you are giving him the liberty to sign the checks. You have got one person who is the chairman, other person who is an additional signatory. So what is it that you can expect? You can expect only swindling of money. That is the basic motive with which they had come. In the meantime, I had proposed so many educational programs. I had proposed a constitutional day celebration at Juma Masjid Trust Board, which they said no. I had proposed the education day, Maulana Azad's celebration, that is the National Education Day. They said no. We wanted to actually do the Constitutional Day program. They said no. They said, you have got nothing to do. You simply come here every day, chai coffee piyo, office mein baith ke chale jao. You are not supposed to do any welfare, any intellectual activities, any development, any welfare. No. I had proposed to do free computer training, video editing training from AIMC to the board. In the board resolution, they have clearly mentioned if there is anything to be done from Juma Masjid Trust Board, we will do. Otherwise, we will not do from any coordination with any other committee as such. Alright, I said okay, done, we will not do it. This was free training, okay, which otherwise would have cost a huge amount. In the next 20 days, Dr. Khader sends me a mail that we propose to do training to our people. Kindly consider this program to be implemented from Juma Masjid Trust Board. I went through the training program, and what I see is that training program he has proposed from the Khaika Foundation of Higher Studies, and the training program is about 22,000 rupees a month. I called him up and said, Dr. Saab, the same thing which I had proposed free, you rejected. Now you are wanting us to actually implement a program worth 22,000 rupees for 3 months. If somebody has to pay 65,000 rupees, he may as well go to Aptech and do it. Why will he come to Juma Masjid Trust Board? Juma Masjid Trust Board is not an academic or an institute which is going to give certificates. If you are giving free in Juma Masjid Trust Board as a welfare activity, people may be interested. You cannot actually say you are going to implement a program from Khaika Foundation with 22,000 rupees a month as such. So the idea, what I am telling you is to send the message clearly. It is not the welfare that is important, it is the money that is important for them. The same program which I want to implement free of cost gets rejected as such in the board meeting, and then a proposal comes from the Khaika Institute of Higher Studies that the same program can be implemented by collecting 22,000 rupees a month. Okay. So this is what is happening here. Now, so on 19th he sends messages to all the banks that Faizan Tahir is a authorized signatory. Then on 21st, what we see on 21st Jan is that there is a notification which is sent to the masajid for announcement. The notification says that Usman Sharif is appointed as the secretary, elected as the secretary, and SSA Khader has become the chairman. When I saw that mail, I wrote a mail. We have not had any election as such for the secretary and the treasurer. How is it that this announcement is coming as such? Mushtaq Ahmed, advocate, who was the last chairman, he also sent a mail. He also sent a reply. We have not had any election as such. Kindly stop this notification. Before the elections, we cannot announce anything. There was no response. I spoke to Dr. Khader. I called him up and said, Khader sir, what is this notification which is coming? We haven't had any election as such. Then he said, no, I want him to be. Sir, it is not about who is wanting to be what. It is a question of election. We are having the court scheme very clearly says any decisions is by casting of votes. When there is no casting of votes, you cannot do any announcement as such of any office holder. He said, no, sir, that is how I want it. Do whatever you want. I said, do whatever you want? That is not diplomatic, Dr. Saab. I don't expect this from you. No, that is how it is going to be. Whatever you want to do, you do, but let that be. I said, no, this is not acceptable. I will not accept it. I will raise an objection to it. So that is when I started getting the documents collected. I started collecting the documents as such, where all these illegalities were happening as such, and started making a file. And this particular file I have already, this is a 200-page document that I have, this is a 200-page document which I have already submitted to the court. Okay, and day after tomorrow, that is on 27th, in CCH 32, the hearing is there. If you would like to probably see what is happening there, you can also come and participate there. Okay, now the other thing is, when we already have fixed the grave diggers which are there, the grave diggers actually are there for many years, who whenever somebody goes for the burial assets, they pay to the diggers for digging, and then they get the last rites done and they push off. Okay, the trust does not take any money for the digging assets. It is only for the diggers. The diggers take the money directly from the person, and it is between them assets. The trust doesn't involve in that. But what the trust does is, because these people sometimes they charge heavily, depending on the person, they'll charge 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. They demand exorbitant amount. So what we do is, we spoke to them. In fact, I spoke to all of them. We regularized that amount. We said 2,000 rupees is what going to be fixed by the board. You will have to abide by it. You cannot take anything more than that. It is going to be uniform for all. It was accepted 1.5 years back. They started continuing doing it. Now, one fine day, what our Usman Sharif does is, these people have been actually asking and demanding more many of the times. In fact, one of Mr. Mazhar Nawaz is a witness to it, where for his brother's last rites, they had taken excess money. As a coincidence, I was there. I called those people, why is it that you have taken 3,500 rupees? I said, no, just like that, return that excess amount. And I returned that excess amount back to him as such. Okay. And no, these people actually reported to Usman. And now this Usman Sharif, what he has actually done is, he has instigated these people to go on a dharna. He instigated these people, tomorrow morning you sit on a dharna, that you will not do any work, you are demanding more money, and then these people sit on a dharna. This fellow goes with media, he already has 3 media people along with him, goes there, talks to them, and then he says, now it's okay, I have come here to your rescue, you don't have to sit on the dharna, I am going to allow you to take additional money, you can take 2,500 rupees, tum agar chaho to 2,500 bhi le sakte ho. Okay. Now this drama, when it got unfolded, first of all, these are policies, these are matters of policies which need to be discussed at the board meeting by the members of the committee, and a resolution has to be passed and it has to be given. I cannot stand on the footpath and take decision where I have other 4 trustees who are a part of the committee as such. Then I said, what is this happening? Now what he again goes ahead and says is, in fact that video probably if you see in YouTube, Sarkazi, Sayyid Abdul Khudus Khabristan, dharna as such, if you put, you will see. These diggers are very clearly saying, अफसर खादरी साहब हमारे ऊपर आकर जुल्म कर रहे हैं, वो बोल रहे हैं कि सिर्फ वो 2,000 रुपये बोर्ड पे डाला है, उतना ही लेना है, उसके आगे उससे ज़्यादा नहीं लेना है. ये जुल्म नहीं हुआ, ये तो आई एम इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द रूल. The rule that is made by Juma Masjid Trust Board is that you are not supposed to take anything more than that. I am implementing the rule. मतलब मैं बोला, ये तो वही बात हुई कि कोई आदमी जाके इंस्पेक्टर को बोलेगा, भाई तुम्हारा ट्रैफिक पुलिस वाला मेरे ऊपर जुल्म कर रहा है, उधर नो पार्किंग के नीचे मैं खड़ा रहा हूँ, वो मुझे खड़ाने नहीं दे रहा है. I mean, it is stupidity. When we have already made a rule, I am there to implement the rule. Now this fellow goes there, वो जाके बोलते तुम चाहो तो 2,500 आपसे ले सकते हो, अगर कोई खुशी से दे सकता है, खुशी से दे तो तुम 4,000 5,000 भी ले सकते हो. मैं बोला कोई जाके उस्मान शरीफ को बता दे, जो लोग यहाँ पर आते हैं वो जो है बारात लेकर नहीं आते हैं, जनाजा लेकर आते हैं. यहाँ पर खुशी से देने का कुछ मतलब नहीं बनता. So finally, when we are coming to these conclusive remarks, what I am telling you is, the idea of having Juma Masjid Trust Board appointed trustees is for the welfare activities, for the development, for the welfare of the Musallis of Juma Masjid, which I have been trying to do from the last 2 years, but there is a stiff opposition from the other members who have conspired against the trust. ये जो है ट्रस्ट के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं. हाँ,
ये आपने बता दिया कि क्या क्या हुआ है.
हाँ,
कि अब आप यहाँ से क्या चाहते हैं, वो आप
yes.
काफी लंबा.
Okay. तो अब इसके आगे हुआ क्या है? When I have already filed it into the court, what has happened is, now Usman Sharif has started filing FIRs against me. He has started doing propaganda against me at every point of time. FIRs blocks इस तरह से आ रहे हैं जैसे टिश्यू पेपर्स आते हैं. I am getting the last FIR that I have received. I will show you. Give me a copy. FIR डाले हैं कि okay. So I swindled money from the account bulk. So I have a clarification on that. We have already decided to register jumamasjidtrustboard.com. It was already decided in one board meeting, a budget was fixed for it, and in the next board meeting I had already registered that, and it was already ratified in the next meeting that the jumamasjidtrust.com has already been registered for 5 years. That was the payment which was made for that. Now he says that this was never ever on the agenda, this was never discussed, whereas he is one of the participants in both the board meetings. Board meetings, okay. And also he says that an amount of 91,266 rupees has been taken from one of the tenants, this guy Suryanarayan Shetty, and used for personal assets. Now what you can see is this is the block and the allegation that you have, and what I have is, now these are the true copies attested from the Juma Masjid Trust Board about the 2 board meetings which have actually taken place, where in one board meeting it was decided to register, in the other board meeting it was ratified, and then this is the receipt of this 91,256 for Suryanarayan Shetty, which he has already received, which has already paid to the accountant and collected. I neither collected this cash nor I had counted this cash.
Sir,
this was
allegation आप पे ये है कि जो रसीद आपने सबमिट किया है ये dubious bill है जो आपने क्रिएट करके सबमिट करके आपने कैश कलेक्ट कर लिया जो अकाउंट में आपने सबमिट नहीं किया. This is the allegation.
he already submit. That is what I am telling you. He already submitted. Which bill? Which bill?
81,000 रुपीस की जो आप बात कर रहे हैं और एक 18,000 रुपीस का अकाउंट का भी है वो dubious bills हैं जो आपने क्रिएट किए और सबमिट किया और आपने पैसे कैश करके आपने सबमिट नहीं किया. आपका इल्जाम है.
हाँ, ये जो बिल है, this is from the Juma Masjid Trust Board. This receipt is from Juma Masjid Trust Board. ये मैं कॉपी देता हूँ, आप यहाँ से सीधे जुमा मस्जिद ट्रस्ट बोर्ड जाएं और उनके बैंक स्टेटमेंट में देखें ये पैसा आया है और ये बिल सही है या डूबीएस है, आप देख लें और फिर मुझे कॉल कर लें.
सर फैजान ताहिर के बारे में जो आपने कहा था कि ऑनरेबल कोर्ट ने उनको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया है, मेरा आपसे सवाल ये है कि कोर्ट ने एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, लेकिन आपने जो कोर्ट में मीटिंग है आपने दस्तखत तो कर दिए हैं, एक्सेप्ट आपने कर दिया, आपने सबमिट नहीं कर दिया, तो चीज आपके कमान से निकल गया. अब कोर्ट आज उनको एक्सेप्ट करे या 10 साल के बाद एक्सेप्ट करे, आपके तरफ से तो आपने मान लिया है साइन करके कि वो फैजान ताहिर है. अगर वो है तो उस्मान शरीफ अगर उनको ऑथराइज करता है बैंक में सिग्नेचरी का तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है आपको? आपके तरफ से
नहीं, I'll tell you. The co-option of the member was subject to the condition that the resignation is going to be accepted. देखिए फॉर इंस्टेंस मैं बता दूं, एक आदमी जो है ओहदे पर है, हम बोलेंगे तो राजा है, ये राजा मरने के बाद दूसरा उसका बेटा राजा बनेगा, तो जब तक राजा मरता नहीं तब तक बेटा राजा नहीं बनता ना. The condition is you have this person who is going to come in his place, subject to the condition that there is a vacancy in that place. When there is no vacancy, there is no question of actually accommodating. Understand? When we have accepted, as I told you, it was a subject to condition. It was a business deal between SSA Khader and Mushtaq Sir for co-opting him, for accepting him to be the chairman for the first term. I was objecting to that on that day also, and even day I have been objecting. We have raised that objection even in the board meetings. You have a copy, I will give you this copy. I have raised objection which is already entered in the board meeting resolutions. Yes, of course.
आपने एक्सेप्ट कबूल कर लिया है, तो अगर फैजान ने कोई डिसीजन लेते इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द बोर्ड, इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द वेलफेयर ऑफ द पीपल, you should be having any objection, because when you come up with lot of welfare programs which are beneficial people, it's all about the trust.
Exactly.
The problem here is what we see, the deficit of trust in the trust itself.
Exactly. That is exactly what I am saying. When we have I will tell you one more thing. When Dr. Khader became the chairman, he first called me up and said, Afsar, I would like to know what is your contribution to the trust.
No.
Listen to me.
Sir, why is that you didn't raise any allegations when you were in the post of secretary, sir? Now why is that after you are like out of the post and you are just coming out like this?
These were raised only after the 1st January 2020 when Dr. Khader became the chairman. Before that, we actually did not have these illegalities of signatures. Faizan Tahir's signature was not sent to the banks. The letterheads were not printed with Faizan Tahir's name as such. Said Usman Sharif did not claim himself to be the secretary. Faizan Tahir did not claim to be the signatory as a trustee.
And talking about the website also,
Yeah.
there is no resolution passed from the board that 18,900 rupees has to be passed for the creation of.
It is already done now.
No, sir, it is addressed
And the
to
same
the
date,
secretary
sir,
where
yeah.
you have signed it.
Yes. Yes.
So that was not. That is no. It is not mentioned in the resolution that should be passed.
It is there in the resolution. You check that resolution. No, we have a budget of 25,000 rupees. We have fixed a budget of 25,000 rupees in the first phase.
The were waited for the call for, but it wasn't passed out in the resolution.
So I'll tell you one. When we actually pass a resolution as a secretary, you have these decisions to be taken with. It's not that every time. See, once a board meeting happens, the next board meeting will happen after 1 month. So if we have to actually pass these things, we don't have to wait for another month to actually pass these things and take it forward. The secretary is given the authority to take these decisions because we have a budget of
Quotations wasn't called for, but the invoice was raised and the amount was gone.
Yeah, I'll tell you one more thing. The domain basically does not have any flexibility. Throughout the world, globally, it has got standard prices.
It wasn't approved by the board itself. It was just waiting for the call
She's
for
saying,
quotation.
she's saying
Hmm.
that you have taken individual decision
Yes.
without the quorum's approval, and you went on to purchase the domain.
Yes.
And did that's what she's.
Yes, yes. That is what is the resolution. The resolution is to go ahead and register the domain for 5 years.
Members, it is not. The resolution is not passed. It is just that you have raised the invoice. The allegations are like.
Madam, this is the resolution. This what you see is the copy of the resolution. The resolution very clearly says you go ahead and there is a budget of 25,000 rupees. You go ahead and book it.
That is
Okay.
what, sir. I know that.
सर
it
एक
was
चीज
approved.
है कि ये जितना भी चीज हुआ जब आप सेक्रेटरी थे
Yeah.
आपके पास सारा चीज एक्सेस था ये सारा चीज उस वक्त भी हो रहा होगा क्योंकि आपने कहा उनके फादर उनके पास पहले से चल रहा है तो उस वक्त आप चीजों को पकड़ के सामने हाईलाइट क्यों नहीं किया
That is what I did. That is what we objected to it.
पावर तो सी आप ये के बात से ये लग रहा है क्लियर कट कि आपके हिसाब के वजह से चीजें नहीं हो रही हैं ये लग रहा है कि हम सोच सकते हैं कि आपको इतराज हो रहा है कि मेरे हिसाब से काम नहीं चल रहा तो जब आप पावर में थे तो उस वक्त आपने इस चीज को क्यों नहीं आवाम के सामने लाकर रखा क्योंकि देखिए अगर
Yeah,
पांच
yeah,
ट्रस्टी
yeah,
पांच
yeah.
ट्रस्टी आप मिलके जब चीज को अंदर नहीं सोल्यूशन ला सकते हैं बाहर लेके आ रहे हैं क्योंकि एक मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी की बात है और
Yes.
सबसे बड़ी ट्रस्ट है
Yes.
तो आप एक मीडिया के सामने जब लेके आ रहे हैं तो हमको पूछना पड़ेगा
बिल्कुल।
जब आप पावर में थे तो क्यों नहीं किया और दूसरा एक सवाल है कि 4 लाख सम अमाउंट का आपके ऊपर एक FIR हुआ था जो आपकी बर्गिल ग्राउंड से कलेक्ट किया था तो उसका अप्रूवल इन ट्रस्टियों ने क्यों नहीं आपको दिया था
That is fake. वो 4,90,000 का जो है उसमें कोई there is no weightage in that. That is not. That was not.
15/7/2021 को आया
Yes.
तो उस वक्त इमीडिएटली आपने क्यों नहीं उसके अगेंस्ट केस डाला
Yes.
सर, एक और
I'll tell you what.
जैसे कि ये बताया गया कि वो टेंडर नहीं किया गया उसका कोटेशन नहीं किया गया बल्कि नेक्स्ट डे जो है अमाउंट ट्रांसफर होता है
Yeah.
क्या हर काम को जो है बगैर टेंडर के इसी तरह पास कर दिया
कर
जाए
सकते हैं. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. See these prices of domains are standard around the world. अराउंड दी वर्ल्ड डोमेन होस्टिंग जो है जिसने वेबसाइट बनाया होगा उसको मालूम होगा एवरी ईयर रिन्यूअल के लिए जो है वेदर इट इज़ एनी टाइप ऑफ साइट डिज़ाइनिंग के चार्जेस अलग होते हैं बट द डोमेन रजिस्ट्रेशन और होस्टिंग स्पेस इज स्टैंडर्ड अराउंड द वर्ल्ड सो उसके लिए जो है तुम्हारे को ट्रांसपेरेंसी में कोटेशन की ज़रूरत है एंड वी आर एक्चुअली एन IT कंपनी एंड आई नो आप जो है गोडैडी में जाकर चेक करें इट्स अ सिंपल थिंग इज इफ यू फील दैट दिस वाज एन एक्सेस अमाउंट अभी अभी जो है गोडैडी ओपन करें एक .com विथ होस्टिंग स्पेस फॉर 5 years कितना है दे लेंगे इट इज गोइंग टू बी अबाउट 30,000 rupees वी आर a domain registered company and I will tell you one more thing normally what happens is since we had already searched for different domains jumamasjidtrust.com trustboard.com .org there is a big mafia which happens online you might be all aware when I search for 10 different domains and when some people see that the one person is searching for these domains they will immediately block it and try to put it at a higher price are you aware of it
Yes.
you are aware of it no let's so since we had already
जब आप पावर में थे तो ये सब क्यों नहीं आपने रोका
मैं बताता हूँ so the idea is when we had already done this searching of the domains for the last days I did not want this to happen as such so we registered it immediately because we were waiting for the approval now the approval is come we already do it okay and got it done why I did not get it
पावर में थे तो
Nahar
आपने क्यों नहीं
Technologies, sir.
no,
Invoice जो
So-
है Nahar Technologies
Yeah. Yes.
क्योंकि आप जब पावर में थे सर, आपके पास सारा कंट्रोल था, तो आपको उस वक्त रोकना चाहिए। क्योंकि देखिए, ये जुमा मस्जिद ट्रस्ट है जिससे काफी लोगों का फायदा हो रहा है, और इस टाइप का अगर हाई आप सीधे सीधे बोल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पैसे का घपला हो रहा है, जो भी हो, जो 5 ट्रस्टी मिलकर कोई ना कोई चोरी कर रहा है, मामला सीधा है। तो जब आप चोरी का मामला सीधा सीधा रखिए सामने कि ये चोरी का मामला है, और 5 ट्रस्टी अगर आप मिलके साथ में काम नहीं कर सकते, तो यू हैव टू कम आउट एंड लेट्स मेक अ न्यू ट्रस्ट।
Absolutely. That is exactly the prayer.
जवाब दीजिए, आप जब पावर में थे तो आपने क्यों नहीं एक्शन लिया?
ये illegality started happening from the 1st of this year, 1st of January of this
नहीं,
year.
लेकिन आपने मालूम कि जब फादर थे उस वक्त भी होता था।
उस वक्त मैं नहीं था ना,
नहीं,
I was not there.
जब आप आए तब तो मालूम हुआ।
जब मैं आया,
जब
it
आप
took
आए,
time for me.
आपने अभी ये स्टेटमेंट में कहा कि जब मैं आया
Yeah.
तो उनके फादर भी करते थे, उस वक्त भी ये मिलाद का फंक्शन होता था, पैसा जाता था। तो
Yeah.
आपने जैसे रिकॉर्ड में आए होंगे और आप जब बैठे होंगे वहाँ, तो आपने फाइल खोला होगा।
Yes.
तो आपको आपकी जिम्मेदारी थी कि इमीडिएटली उस वक्त एक्शन लेना।
Exactly.
जब मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर, आई नो द एक्शंस ऑफ द एंटायर फाइल।
Yes.
That time you are supposed to talk, not like that. When you are out from the power, you are taking everything out.
It's not that I'm out of the power, I'm still in power. Sorry. I am not out of the power. Sir, the secretary does not have any additional power. Secretary is only given that liberty to start taking care of these
But
day-to-day
you have
activities.
actually
As a trustee, you have all the powers actually. Okay, and now you are asking me why I did not actually take it out as a. From the last almost 1 year, I have been trying to tell them with the very diplomatically, sir, let us sit down and sort this out, sort it out diplomatically within the 4 walls. I have been trying to do it. The board meeting resolutions you will see so many times. I have written n number of letters to the chairman of the board, to all the trustees. I will give you all the copies of the letters. Those letters are available in the trust board also. But these people are not willing to understand. Finally, about 1 month back, I wanted to get this out in the open. Then I already had a press meet fixed last 26th, last month 26th. Then actually some people approached me from Jai Mahal, some allied group of people. Dr. Javed Sahab also was there in it, and I had so many people, IAS officers were there, advocates were there. They said this is a matter which should not be brought out in the open. Why don't you actually give us some time? We will take care of it. We will call this person in the front and see to it that thing is solved. The next day morning was my press meeting. This meeting was supposed to happen 1 month back. When all these people said, we will take the responsibility, I said, chalo, if you are going to take the responsibility, what do you want me to do? They said, call off the press meeting. I had already paid for the press meeting, I had already spent, I had already done everything, preparation for the last 4 days. They said, they are going to take care. I said, okay, let me call it off. Then they said, I waited for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, for 1 month I waited, but nothing happened. These people actually have called Usman Sharif many times to come forward and then talk to them. He is not coming forward.
उस्मान शरीफ एक ट्रस्टी है, आप 5 की बात कर रहे हैं।
अभी
तो
उसमें
अगर
3 ही
उस्मान-
एक्टिव हैं।
अगर उस्मान शरीफ की गलती है, जो भी है वो आप बोल रहे हैं, हम नहीं जानते हैं कि क्या गलत है, कौन सही है, तो बाकी ट्रस्ट भी आपके साथ क्यों नहीं बैठे हैं?
Mushtaq Saab actually has a surgery day before yesterday. He is in bed rest. Nayaz Ahmad Dafidar is in Belgaum. He is an inactive trustee. Dr. Khadar is no more. He is expired. Faizan Tahir will not sit with me because I am not allowing him to actually be in the trust as a
जो लोग आपके
जो मेरे
सपोर्ट
साथ
में they are given the letter on about this press conference कि हम रेडी हैं, ऐसा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कीजिए, या मैं सहमत हूँ आपके इस बयान से।
आप चाहो तो मुश्ताक साहब को अभी कॉल करके पूछ ले सकते हैं हिज व्यू। ये
सर,
कर
बहुत
सकते
है
हैं।
सर, white paper होता है या फिर presidency होती है सर?
हाँ?
बहुत है।
There's an allegation that you're supporting the tenants and misrepresenting yourself as a secretary. How far is this true? And you're collecting the money.
Show me any document as such. I am giving you documents, madam. See, there's no question of I am throwing this file in front of you with signature from all the trustees and from the chairman from the board. You can verify this document. If you have any document, show it to me. I will show you.
Bogus invoice.
ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ ರೈಸ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ
5 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Only 4 members out of 5 members.
ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ
Yes.
ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ
ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವು.
Meeting. Why we have not called for a meeting? From the last 4 months, after the demise of Dr. Khadar, from the last 4 months, we haven't had a board meeting. You know why? Usman doesn't want to come for the board meeting. 3 times we have already sat down in the board meeting. He has not come. We have put absent and we have already sent a notification to him.
सर एक चीज और है कि ये प्रेस नोट आपने जो दिया है, आप प्रेस नोट में आपका सिग्नेचर तो होने ही चाहिए, खैर आप साइन करेंगे क्योंकि आप अदर पीपल दोज हु आर नॉट हियर उनका तो सिग्नेचर लेके आप डाल सकते थे कि ओके वी आर लाइक दैट विद यू। अभी आप बोल रहे हैं फोन करके चेक करो, लेकिन बेसिकली ये होना था कि इस प्रेस मीट में बाकी जो भी दो लोग आपके साथ ट्रस्टी सहमत में उनका सिग्नेचर होना था। जनरली ऐसे ही होता है।
You consider this as is my personal. I am not telling you probably ये जुमा मस्जिद ट्रस्ट बोर्ड की तरफ से, जैसे FIR which he has put, उस्मान ने मेरे ऊपर जो FIR डाले हैं उसमें नीचे देखो तो he says the complainant is Juma Masjid Trust Board. Did anybody question him whether all the signatures of the trustees is available on the FIR?
अब तो आप लोग सामने ला रहे हैं ना चीजों को। आप डेफिनेटली ये जितने सवाल आप बोल रहे हैं कि वी आर गोइंग टू आस्क हिम,
Yes,
क्योंकि
ask him.
अब आप किसको लेके आए सामने, हम पूछेंगे।
This because we have personal allegations on me, I am clarifying my personal
Sir,
allegations.
now I'll ask you, why this dirty politics coming down now, and all dirty money has been washed in the field? You have been in the committee from 5 years.
No.
Your 5 trustees are there for so many years, and allegations, you are throwing allegations, he is throwing allegations. So, where exactly it is? Because you are telling everything is in record, the receipt is in record, they are doing allegations.
Yeah.
You have gone to the court, he is going to the court. Why is all this happening? And why are we washing dirty linen in the...
Sir, did the trustees, did they
No.
approve?
Now let me answer his question first.
ओके उनका पूछ लेंगे, बोलिए।
Why we are doing now? Sir, though I had all the documents with me, I never came to wash this dirty linen in the public. Very clear, let me be. From the last 1.5 months, I have had FIRs on me. I have had blogs which are talking against me. I had a number of WhatsApp messages going against me. I never wanted this to come in the public. Now when Usman Sharif has already brought it in the public, if I sit quiet at home, my friends are starting losing their trust on me. Sir, if you are not here, why you...
Two trustees with you, आपके साथ 2 ट्रस्टी हैं, तो उनके साथ तो इंटरनल मीटिंग होके इसको आप लोगों को सामने लाना चाहिए।
Yes.
क्योंकि ये पैसा एक जनता का पैसा आप लोग
इनके सवाल के साथ मेरा सवाल जोड़ लिया तो सीधा आप पे इल्जाम ये है कि जो 2 FIR आपके खिलाफ, उससे अरेस्ट से बचने के लिए आप ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस आप कर रहे हैं क्योंकि आपके साथ ट्रस्टी भी वहां पे नहीं है। दूसरा इल्जाम ये कि जो बरियल का भी उन्होंने सवाल उठाया था 4 लाख रुपए का, अकॉर्डिंग टू द अकाउंट्स वहां पे जो बुक में जो 900 दिख रहा है वहां पे एक्चुअली 1700 है, जो 800 का आपने वो पैसा कलेक्ट करके वहां के स्टाफ से आपने खा लिया है।
2 सवाल हैं। एक तो अरेस्ट से बचने के लिए प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस, आई डोंट नो इन अवर लॉ प्रोसीजर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दे देने से अरेस्ट से बन जाते हैं, ये तो मैं तो आज तक सुना नहीं हूँ। आई मीन आई डोंट नो इफ देयर इज देयर, it amounts to very क्या बोलते childishness.
Yesterday Rana was arrested after FIR. Yesterday Rana was arrested.
सर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करने से अरेस्ट से बच जाएंगे ऐसा तो कोई कानून मैंने आज तक सुना नहीं है। दैट इज वेरी चाइल्डिश। मुझे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करना था जो 1 महीना पहले मैंने किया था, वो पोस्टपोन करके अभी कर रहा हूँ। ऑलराइट, दूसरी बात, उनका दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, उनका दूसरा क्वेश्चन है कितना को
900 मेंबर्स का अकाउंट दिखाया लेकिन 1700 का वहाँ पे बरियल हुआ है, 800 लोगों का पैसा आपने खाया।
अच्छा, आई हैव दिस, ये बिल्कुल इल्जाम है और मैं भी आपकी अदालत में बैठा हूँ।
वो एफआईआर में मेंशन है सर, मैं डॉक्यूमेंट्स की बात कर रहा हूँ, मेरी नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, डॉक्यूमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ।
यस बिल्कुल। एक तो जो है आप बता रहे हैं कि 1700 का वहाँ पर तदवीन हुआ, सिर्फ 700 लोगों का 900 का क्या दिखा रहा है,
उसमें लिखा है सर
900 का दिखा रहा है। फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग, आई एम नॉट द मैनेजर ऑफ द बरियल ग्राउंड, आई एम द ट्रस्टी। अगर वहाँ पर जो है नंबर्स ज़्यादा हैं कम है, दैट इज समथिंग वी शुड बी आस्किंग द बैंक, आई मीन आवर बरियल ग्राउंड मैनेजर हु कीप्स द अकाउंट। मैं वहाँ मुंशी बैठ के सुबह से रात तक बैठ के अकाउंट्स लिखता नहीं हूँ। आई वॉज ओनली मॉडरेटिंग दिस थिंग। ओके, तो हाँ हो गया, जस्ट 2 minutes, we'll just take 1 or 2 questions and talk. समझ गया? वहाँ पर अगर 900 है या 1700 है, 1200 है, that is something which is in the office. I will tell you one more thing. Even if there is one person's burial which is not been recorded, it is not possible, because every person who comes there as a deceased, he will take the death certificate. It has to be recorded, the death certificate has to be issued, it has to be gone to the BBMP and then coming back. So it is useless. It is very childish and stupid that we have to put this allegation.
It all depends that these trustee members, you all have got ego problem. One is accusing each other with allegations without any substantial proof. So if it was like this, why did you resign from the trust?
I have actually submitted to the court. The prayer is to dissolve this committee and go for fresh application. That was my prayer to the court. Even today, if somebody can come and tell the court to dissolve this committee, I am willing to sit back at home and.
So you have gone to the court to ask
Yes.
the resolution of the
Yes.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन बताइए, एक 80 लाख रुपए का रोड का भी यहाँ पे आ रहा है कि आप लोगों ने खा लिया बरियल ग्राउंड का जो, उसके बारे में वो आपके ऊपर है कि वो पैसा आपने निकाला है या आपने खाया है, उसका क्या काम है?
80 लाख का रोड का डेवलपमेंट.
80 lakh.
अच्छा ठीक नहीं, 80 लाख हो या 80 करोड़ हो, it is
80
material.
lakh.
Sir, the road development was done by the MLA fund. My job was to tell them, sir, I want a road starting from here, going till this and ending here, and this is the width of the road that I want, this is the type of cementing that I done. I don't know what is the budget that you have, I don't know what is the amount you are spending there. There is not one penny of cash transaction there. You go and get it done. His contractor, his job, his vehicles, he gets the road done. If I actually tell you कि मेरे को जो है 80 लाख का उधर खर्चा है, मुझे 80 लाख रुपए दो, मैं उधर जो है 10 लाख खर्च करके 70 लाख जेब में डालूंगा, then you are asking me, I am answerable. Here the thing is very clear to Mr. Rizwan Arshad, MLA funds, you get this road done. What we want is the development of the roads here. How you do it, what budget you do it is immaterial. We are not questioning that. So there was very clear. You can even talk to Mr. Rizwan Arshad on that.
Why only allegations against you? Why? Why only allegations against you? Not others?
Because it is only me. Because it is only me who is objecting to the atrocities which are happening there. There is nobody else who has raised a voice. I am the whistleblower in this. I am the whistleblower in this. Mushtaq Saab is very well aware of what drama is happening here, but he is a silent spectator. You can ask him, you can call him and ask him, all the documents that we have submitted, are they true? Why have you not raised the voice? You can ask him.